What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to Work Knife Balance. We're going to be diving into another new Vosteed. Pretty excited about this one. This is one I haven't had a chance to take a look at, so this is going to be a little bit more in-depth of a review than just the Hedgehog we finished up. But without further ado, let's go ahead and head to the top down. All right. So before we get too far, I want to go ahead and say thank you to anybody who's already liked and subscribed to the channel. If you haven't, feel free to hit that subscribe button down below. That's the best way to support the channel. You can also head over to Instagram and follow us at WorkKnifeBalance939. That's the best way to communicate with us. Let us know what you want to see and all that good jazz. So this is the Vosteed Hedgehog right here. This is part of Vosteed's new top liner lock release. Pretty excited about this one. I really like it. This one's a little bit chunkier. This one's a little bit shorter, but it fits a really good EDC size and style. So we're going to go ahead and do top-down review on tip to tail and then side-by-side comparisons with some knives we got here. And I'll give you my impressions and opinions on that. So without further, let's go ahead and get started. Tip to tail, we're looking at about 7 inches with a 3-inch blade and about a 2.5-inch cutting edge on that blade. Really nice finger choil up there that you can actually index into and get a really good grip on. This thing is actually, I really like it. So we'll go ahead and start with some side-by-sides. We'll put the CDC Chicago up top. I'm going to go ahead and pull the NAFS Lander down below. We're also going to go ahead and grab the Kaiser Veritas. We'll put that one up top. Go ahead and put the Civivi Buttonlock Elementum down below. We'll go ahead and do the CJRB Warney Pyrite up top. We'll go ahead and throw a Hogue Deca down below. And because we've got it over here right now, we'll go ahead and throw the Vosteed Raccoon out there. The top liner lock version of that Raccoon as well, to give you a side-by-side comparison on that one right there. So there's a good kind of roundabout grouping of knives, different makers, different designers, different OEMs all together. So hopefully you've had a chance to check one of those out and you've got a good idea on the size comparison here. Go ahead, diving into the Vosteed Hedgehog. First off the bat, love the action, love the fit and feel. The star of the show is going to be that top liner lock right there. So this is Vosteed's newest lock. This is their top liner lock. This is kind of the answer to the compression lock being released by Spyderco, being the patent on that being expired and dropping. So now a lot of people are going to be doing this, and I know there's a ton of hype around the new compression lock that Vosteed has released, this new top liner lock. I don't think it's hype. I think this is true. I mean, this thing is legit awesome. It's a really nice lock. It should be replaced, the plunge lock, pretty much across the board for Vosteed. I think any button lock variation Vosteed does should be redone with this lock right here. I like it a lot better. You get better action, you get better fit and feel on it, in my opinion. The one thing you don't get is an ambidextrous feel. So for a left-handed carry, especially if you choke up, you're covering right in there and you could pinch that. Even down here, you're right on it, you could pinch that. Fortunately, with a right-handed carry, your fingers tend to miss it on all of these. So that's something that I think this is not necessarily going to be an ambidextrous lock, but it is definitely a solid lock, and if they are able to make a left-handed version of it, flip everything over, you'd be able to hit that 11 to 14% of the population that's left-handed as well, and give them the joys of having this lock for themselves. The action on this thing is pretty fantastic. The fact that you have a compression lock means it's not a button lock with a kind of false detent. You have a true detent in here, and it is a snappy detent. You've got the thumb studs that you can use to thumb out. You can also do that reverse flick, and then you have this little low profile flipper on the back here that actually works really well. I really love the jimping that they did on the backside. You have big kind of like gearhead jimping through here. Feels fantastic. It gives you just enough grip, especially in that like thumb ramp area on the top part there. Feels good, and it gives you exactly what you're gonna need. The fuller on the top part of this blade is something that I really enjoyed the aesthetics of it. You can actually flick off that fuller too if you wanted to, if you can't get into that thumb stud. So that's kind of a cool thing right here. And then the two-tone that they did to the blade with the kind of stonewash finish and then the satin on the flats there is pretty fantastic. Speaking of the blade, Vosteed did go ahead and put a little bit more of a premium blade steel on this one. So this one is S35VN for the blade steel, which means this is going to be a little bit more expensive than your budget categories. This one jumps outside of that $100 range. I believe these are coming in around $130. I will put links below if they're Amazon links. They support our channel, and we thank you for that. But I did find a version of this available on Vosteed's website still with the micarta and a blackwash blade. So all the hardware on that one's black as well, and the blackwash blade, which is pretty cool. I do know that other than the micarta version, I've seen some blue G10 versions out there as well. I'm not sure if there's any others, any other variations of that for this Hedgehog knife, but I have seen this version right here, as well as this same blade with a blue G10, and then a or blue G-Mascus, sorry, and then a micarta and a blackwash blade on there. All coming in right around the same price. The only one I saw available was the blackwash version with the micarta handle. So I'll see if I can find something else for you. You do have an ambidextrous clip. So the clip is a deep carry clip right in here, and it is ambidextrous. And I do love the fact that they actually kind of sunk that up there. So it's pretty true to a deep carry. It's going to carry right through here, so you're barely going to have hardly anything sticking out, rather than some other knives that are, well, even like the Raccoon. They made a deep carry clip, but then they stopped it right here, so you're going to see all that sticking out. So I like the fact that they sunk that to the top, and it's ambidextrous onto the other side. So if you want to carry it in your left pocket, you can by all means do that. I don't have much else to say. I'm loving the fact that Vosteed is doing more and more of these top liner locks. If you haven't had a chance to hold one of these, go try and find the Raccoon. It is the cheapest one. It's easy. See if you like the lock. But I'm telling you, this thing is fantastic. I haven't been able to put any of these down since I've had them in. They're super fun to play with. The lock is just that much better on the lockup. The compression lock that is there is just, it's essentially a variation of Spyderco's compression lock, which is one of the stronger locks out there. So the fact that now this has been released and you've got more versions of this out there, it's nice. I like it. The blade does what you want it to. It cuts things. It's slicey. It's got a flat grind coming through there. It's cool stuff. So I think there's not much left to say about this one. But yeah, there will be links below. Like I said, that is the Vosteed Hedgehog. Go check it out. This lock is fantastic. I cannot say anything else. I think it's only a matter of time before we start to see more top liner lock, compression lock variations coming out. Similar to when Benchmade dropped the Access, said it was only a while before we started seeing more Access lock knives come out. And then now you see them everywhere. I mean, this is another just showing you two more Access locks. So I think it's only a matter of time before we start seeing more companies do this. But this is fantastic. So the fact that Vosteed is like leading the charge with this, I think, is pretty cool and says a lot for their company and what they're going to be doing. And also the fact that they are now retrofitting older models. RS Chaos has it, the Hedgehog has it, the Raccoon has it, as well as the Psyop, which they came out with on it. So yeah, until next time, TCFN.